Well, hello there from First Presbyterian Church. I want to tell you a story today. It's told about Mother Teresa. Remember Mother Teresa, that small Catholic nun who cared tirelessly for the poorest of poor in India? She was asked one time why she kept coming back and taking care of the sick and the dying on the streets of Calcutta when she couldn't possibly succeed in helping all of those people who were in such great need. And she said this: God doesn't require us to succeed. He only requires that you try. And I have turned that over in my mind again and again throughout the years. I'm not required to succeed in relieving all of the needs of the poor or of the suffering or of the dying. I'm not required to resolve all of that, of society's woes. But as part of following Jesus, as part of being a man of faith, I am required to try. And I think about that now with the COVID-19 shutdown and all that we're experiencing. And I know that there are people who are suffering. And there are people who are lonely and they wish that they could be with us, even though many of them are the very people that ought not be with us. They don't want to ought not be out in public right now. And there are people who are beginning to feel the full effects of the financial impact after weeks of being furloughed from their jobs or actual job losses. And there are people, of course, who are dying or who have loved ones who are dying. Can you and I help all of them? Will we be successful in reaching all of them? Well, no, we won't. But Mother Teresa was right. God doesn't require us to succeed. God requires us to try. And I hope that you, as you continue to live in these, we're all living in these very strange times, that you will continue to try in whatever way that you can. Now, for some of you, that may be writing cards or making phone calls. Keep that up. For others of you, it may mean checking in on loved ones. I've heard about people going in and buying groceries or just checking in or calling or visiting or stopping by. Still others, it may be joining in mission work, like the work that we're doing here at the church with Kids Pack, providing meals for students, or Bethel farm workers for those really in our area. This is a ministry helping the poorest of the poor of our region, helping them to receive sustenance for their life. You don't have to succeed, but God does require us to try. And I want to encourage you with that. Or maybe I want to challenge you with that as we continue in this really strange season of life. Do what you can. Do what you can, where you can, when you can, to help other people. So I want to tell you that. I also want to update you about kind of where we are with regard to this shutdown. Last week I left a message. I gave you a message that we have formed this Reopen First Presbyterian Church Taskforce, and that task force continues to meet. We met again last night, and we're preparing information for the session. The session is the Board of Elders. They'll be meeting a week from Tuesday, and that task force is currently framing out what is basically, it's a phased reopening. What does a phased reopening look like for us? And when is it right for us to move into each of these phases? And just want you to know that we're in that discussion with a number of voices throughout the church. For example, Sandy McCrory with our older adult ministry has spoken into this group. Brian Morgan and Joe Ahern with student ministries and children's ministries. Dr. Dan Gordon with fine arts. The pastors, the staff, the elders. We're all sort of giving input into this, and we're looking at the state, and we're looking at the national scene. We're reading the reports. We're reading the recommendations. And you should know this: the big question on our mind, certainly the big question on my mind, is not what the state says, what we can or cannot do, or what other churches even are doing. The real question is what's right for us. What is it that God is asking of us here at First Presbyterian Church? So that's what we're working on. We will keep you posted as we know more and as we decide more. But for now, just to remind you again that we will continue with online only for worship, for groups and classes, for student ministries, for meetings, all the things we've been doing with the same schedule. That's what we're going to do for now. In the meantime, and be sure to know, I want you to know that we have this, we've established a COVID-19 fund to help those who are affected by the virus in our church and in our community. People have been so generous. God bless you and thank you so much. Pass the word though. We have funds that are available to help right now. So that you know, we also have another fund called the Good Samaritan Fund. It's available for church members who have more general needs. And if this is you, or if this is someone that you know, for the COVID-19 or for the Good Samaritan funds, please reach out to us. Actually, reach out to Pastor Kenny Ellis, or any of us here on staff if he's not available, and we just love to help. Well, that's it for now. Again, I can't wait to see you again. We all, I think, kind of feel that way. But until then, God bless you and stay safe.